It's the end of round 17, and this week we're going to be talking about my club, the Geelong Footy Club. I've waited a few days to cool down after the loss. I was absolutely fuming. I was tempted to put out a video almost straight after because of how angry I felt as a supporter of this club, but I felt it'd be better to just wait, cool down, review the game, and talk about it in my YouTube format. So, to start off, horrible performance. Genuinely the worst performance I think I've seen for us in a long time. And I'm talking like very long time. It felt like we were back in the mid-2010s where, we were getting pieced up by the Crows and Sydney and Richmond in those finals. And I was genuinely shell-shocked. I was like, how have we kicked one goal in a quarter of footy? Statistically, we were in the contest. I mean, we had more inside 50s in the first quarter. It was 15-11, and we just couldn't put it on the scoreboard. And we'll get into Jeremy Cameron in a little bit, but we just struggled to find targets up forward. We weren't accurately kicking, whether it was field kicking, goal kicking, set shots on the run. It felt like an Oz kick team at times. And the Lions were just punishing us. They kicked like 8 goals straight in the first quarter. Obviously, changes were made in the second quarter. We got ourselves back into the contest, but that's not the point. This video is going to be talking about more the changes we need to make. I know I'm going to say we a lot, but changes that Geelong need to make if they're going to, salvage this season. At the moment, we're sitting 7th on the ladder, which at this point of the year, you don't want to be sitting if you're going to be fighting for top 4. We're now a game behind 4th. The Brisbane Lions, the team we just lost to, now a game ahead of us. We could have been a game ahead of them with percentage. We still got a good percentage of 117, but now we find ourselves a game behind. The Lions will probably go maybe 1 or 2 losses, if none, for the rest of the season. Adelaide Crows and Melbourne also ahead of us. And it's just so frustrating because last year you've seen this team make a grand final. We know how good this team can be, but we just can't put it together. And I think that comes down to the forward structure with Jeremy Cameron, unfortunately, dealing with that arm injury. There's been a lot of talk about, whether it's nerve damage, that sort of stuff. And we really don't know because they haven't definitively come out and said what exactly is irritating Jez. And I think from what I could gather, it's a pain tolerance sort of injury. And as we've seen against the Lions, he refused to go up for the footy. He couldn't even raise his arm. And, as a key forward, we're reliant on him to contest the footy, fly for marks, etc., etc. He's sitting at the back of packs like he's a small forward. And I'm so baffled because I'm like, you've got Harris Andrews, Darcy Gardner, these type of defenders that are intercept markers, very good in the contest. We're essentially just kicking it high in the air for these guys to easily come in and take the mark. And it was beyond frustrating, and it felt like we didn't make the right changes for Jeremy Cameron specifically. I don't see how you can sit there, you can watch a guy touch the ball 4 times in a game of footy. Mind you, he played a lot of time on ground. Like, I don't know the exact amount, but he played a high percentage of game time, and he touched the ball 4 times. And I think that's just pathetic. I'm a very big believer in Chris Scott's philosophy. I think he's a great coach. I'm a big defender of Scotty, and I don't want to sound too critical of him because he knows what he's doing. But at times you've got to give criticism when criticism's due. So I think Scotty got completely outcoached, and I think that he should have moved the magnets around, whether that's putting Jeremy Cameron on a wing, playing him at half-back, like, just something. Get the ball in his hands, run and carry, just, something where we were able to effectively use him rather than plonking him in the goal square and having him essentially just be a ghost for the rest of the night. And what pisses me off more is we have Patrick Dangerfield, who's 36 years of age. He's kicking 5 goals too from 17 touches, and we're getting smashed. And it's like, we're supposed to be wrapping this guy in cotton wool, and come finals time, he's meant to be the barometer for us. We're having to wheel him out in a game that we can't even win, and now we're using all these big performances, and I just can't stand this team at the moment. We welcomed back Bailey Smith. He missed the Fremantle game with the flu. He was sick. I felt his performance was okay. He had 31 touches, 14 of them contested. He's starting to use the ball a little bit better, but I don't like the rushed possessions. He likes to kick the ball long down the line, and I just think we could use the hands a bit more and just, use the ball a lot smarter. Tom Stewart also came back, missed a couple weeks with concussion. I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was great. A lot of turnovers. Didn't really get his intercept mark game going as much as what we would have liked, but I think the defenders look more composed with him there, but I don't think the back six is what it should be. Colin Jasny, Mark O'Connor, these guys continually get games, continually get put in these situations, and they're not up to the moment. Like, they're great characters, good people to have around the footy club, but at what point do you say enough's enough and you put someone in there that can get the job done? We have a young fella named Lennox Hoffman, 19 years of age, has absolutely been balling out in the VFL. He can't even get a game. And it's just like, what the heck are we doing here? So my proposed changes at the moment would be, I think Jeremy Cameron needs a training block, whether it's rest or whatever, similar to what we did with Patrick Dangerfield in 2022. I'm going to say that potentially the next 3 weeks he just sits out, train, and then for the last 3 to 4 games of the season, get him in there, fresh, try and build up that confidence and form going into finals. I think Brian Myers needs to be back into the team. For some reason, he's been